Welcome to Ground Control. I had a post a couple of days ago on the final review and conclusion video that I had made on the Eachine Mini F-22 Raptor, and the post stated still waiting on the additional modifications you were going to make on the Eachine Mini F-22. And I thought I had already posted the information, so I went through my entire list of videos that I had posted on this little aircraft, and sure enough, I had completely dropped the ball on that. So I apologize for that for anyone else that was waiting on this information. I had performed the additional mods on the plane. I had taken it out and I had test flown it. I thought that I had posted the information and I hadn't, so I must have gotten busy with other projects I was working on at the same time. So if you have anything you want to throw at the screen, now's the time to do it. Make sure it's a Nerf ball so you don't damage your screen. But the additional modifications I had performed was I had taken the stock control horns off of the Elevons and installed much longer control horns on the Elevons, and the bottom hole on this control horn is a full 4 millimeters lower than the bottom hole on the stock control horn. And I'll throw a picture up on the screen right now so you can see a better picture of this replacement control horn that I've put on here. So I did this to further soften up the Elevons on this plane, because even after I had moved the control rods to the bottom hole on the stock control horn, it had softened up the Elevons a bit, but I wanted to see if I could soften them up even more. So I went ahead and replaced those with the longer control horns. I took it out, I test flew it, and I couldn't really tell any difference. I'm sure there was a little bit of difference because the lever was extended, 4 millimeters, and that's a considerable amount considering the total length of the stock control horn. But the change was so insignificant that it was imperceptible to me when I was flying it. I couldn't tell that it had softened it up at all. And I think the reason for that, and I explained this in response to the post a couple of days ago, and what I said was technically correct, but I don't think it was a full explanation on why I think this is happening. I told him that I thought it was that the gyro was interfering with the pitch axis in manual mode. You can't tell this in gyro mode, but you can tell it in manual mode, the abruptness of the pitch axis with the Elevons. And as I stated in my final review video, after you put 2 or 3 battery packs through it in manual mode, you get used to the sensitivity. And as you saw from my manual mode flights, once I'd put 2 or 3 battery packs through it, I could get the plane almost right where I wanted it, in the pitch axis. But what I think is going on with this plane in manual mode is I think that there's just a very, very slight amount of expo programmed into either the receiver or the gyro. It really doesn't matter which it is. It's all, single board system. But when you get just a little ways away from the center stick in the pitch axis, the movement of the control surface on the Elevons is very abrupt. And so that's why I think that lowering those control rods further didn't make a perceptible difference to me when I was flying it, because once you get past just a little ways past center stick, the Elevons are moving very quickly and very abruptly. I mean, they're changing angle with quite a bit with very little stick movement. I think they should have programmed that with a lot more expo, so that you still have that amount of deflection when you got the full stick, but so that you could get 3/4 stick and still have a pretty slow movement in the control surface. So that's what I think is going on with this plane. And I even made one further modification to it. I went and I shaved off about 5 millimeters, 4 to 5 millimeters, off of the back side of the Elevons to try and lower the effect of the Elevons and the pitch axis. And I still did not have a perceptible difference in the sensitivity in the pitch axis. So, I mean, none of this changes what I think about this plane. I was just performing these modifications just to see if I could lessen the sensitivity in the pitch axis even more. And although I'm sure it had an effect, I could not perceive it when I was flying it. So it's a great little plane. I think it's a good value for what you get. It's a little too sensitive for me in the pitch axis in manual mode, but after you fly it a few times you get used to it, and you can fly it just fine in manual mode, as you could see by my flight videos, flying it in manual mode. So again, I hope that gives you the information that you were waiting on the additional modifications on this Eachine Mini F-22 Raptor. Thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the air.